mentioned that in the cast. But here we are. We're going to be going into game number 2. It's going to be on Akalon Wastes. Game 1 was on Cloud Kingdom. And it was won by Revival. So Revival is going to be up 1-0 in this series. He's 1 win away from advancing to the next round of this bracket. In the top left-hand location, he is here, the Red Zerg player. From Team Evil Geniuses, it is Revival, again up 1-0. And I'll tell you about game 1, because I was watching it while the other game was going on. His opponent in the bottom right is Souless, the Blue Zerg player. He must win 2 games in a row against a premier Korean player to make it to the next round, or he will fall to the lower bracket. Definitely possible. Souless in game 1. Nick, I'll let you try to guess what he did. We'll play a little game here.
Okay. He did a 6 pull.
Okay.
Into a slow baning follow-up.
Ah. Interesting
close?
idea. It did a 10 pull.
Okay, I think that counts. Early pull. I get 3/4 credit.
You get 3. I'll give you 5/6 credit.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So he went for that 10 pull early on. It didn't end up working. Revival had really good Ling drone micro in his mineral line, collapsing all of his drones onto a single crystal, and able to stay cost efficient in his engagement, or cost efficient enough to stay in the lead. So we'll have to see what happens here. And we see Souless doing something completely opposite of what he did last game, going for a very fast hatchery. Meanwhile, Revival, he knew what happened in the last game, so he's like, you know what, I'll get an earlier pull just to make sure nothing crazy happens. So he's gonna get a very safe build going here, taking that expansion eventually. So
both their builds are gonna pretty much end up being almost dead even. Neither player really has a build order advantage of any significance here. Of course, larva count, Revival will be gain slightly more larva. The faster queen does end up producing slightly more larva than the faster hatchery, but the faster hatchery, you mine a little more minerals early because you have more drones for a longer period of time early in the game, and then of course you can start mining from your natural a little bit faster as well. Your second queen is probably roughly around the same time, so it is very, very even.
So Souless is not going for, some sort of crazy early pool build like he did in the last game. He's like, all right, I'm down 1-0. Let's try to go toe-to-toe with this guy. I'm interested to see what he comes up with. I feel like the timings to try to exploit fast mutas are definitely doable, and that's pretty much how Mystery won a little bit earlier. That was the first match we casted. Trying to exploit that timing where the Zerg player is going to be saving a lot of money, a lot of gas for those mutas. And see if you can bust through and get a win. So we'll have to see if Souless does something like that, or if he tries to go really fast into mutas himself, and then we start seeing the muta versus muta battles. For now, we're seeing Ring Around the Rosie on this hatchery.
Nice.
Oh, you don't want to lose that drone. Make it into a gap. 1 Ling for 1 Ling, and 1 unit lost apiece.
Not too bad.
I think Souless got Revival got first blood there because Souless's Ling died first. For those who are interested in that statistic.
I wonder how often does first blood result in victory? I imagine that
That's
Zerg
a good point.
versus Tyrion or Protoss, the Zerg almost never gets first blood. Well, actually not true.
Like if a Marine.
Zerg versus Protoss, Zerg almost always
SCV.
gets first blood because they kill a probe or an SCV, right?
Yeah.
So. Oh, here's a deviation. A little bit of a faster lair.
Yeah, that's for
Souless.
the fast mutas.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely going mutas. Revival is getting a spine crawler. 1-on-1, what wins, a lair or a spine crawler?
A spine crawler.
Yes.
Probably.
But I think lair is more useful overall.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends what your opponent's doing. In this case, the lair is better because neither player seems to be wanting to put on a lot of aggression early on. Of course, Revival plays
the thing, you have to identify that though, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is what we know. They don't know that. And Revival's making sure to play safe. I mean, he's confident. He's, one of the top Korean players from Team Evil Genius, is a very, very strong Korean Zerg. So he wants to make sure he doesn't lose any funny business, especially game 1. He got templed, right? I mean, he didn't lose, but he knows that there's a potential for some early aggression.
So he's going to delay that layer a bit, meaning Souless is going to have the faster layer already having gases up at his natural expansion to saturate those incredibly fast. And the Spire should be starting as soon as humanly possible. There it is, the Spire underway for Souless. Meanwhile, Revival definitely going for the fast mutas as well, but he's going to be a little bit delayed because of that early Spine Crawler, because he added 2 Banelings here. So the question is, can Souless take advantage of that?
I mean, it's not going to be like he can cross the map with Mutas before Revival really gets his out. But what it will mean is he can get a head start in the Overlord hunting game. Typically, as soon as both players get Mutas, they go around and start killing each other's Overlords. If you get a head start, what you want to do is you actually want to try to kill the Overlord that's as far away as possible first, and then you work backwards towards your base. And that way, of course, the one that's furthest away is the riskiest to go after, because if your opponent has their own Mutas, they might be able to engage you, and maybe they have more, who knows. So you want to get rid of that one first and then work your way backwards.
Both players taking the 3rd hatcheries, Revival getting his up a little bit sooner.
I wonder if he could actually have enough Muta timing to even potentially help him deny the 3rd.
That is possible.
What's the timing difference in the Spires?
All right, let me check here. 92, 93, 94, 64, so about 30.
30 seconds?
Yeah. Revival, however, sending a lot of Banelings and Lings across the map here.
He's not even away from Mutas. Souless, what does Souless have to defend this 3rd base?
He's got some Banelings, some Lings on the high ground, but as far as defending this 3rd, that's going to be tricky. A bunch of Lings from Revival being sent straight into that direction. He's going to have to cancel that without any doubt. Meanwhile, has a bunch of Banelings waiting in the natural expansion, sacrificing 1 Ling. Is Revival going to be sending some Banelings forward of his own to try to do some damage to Souless? More and more Banelings coming forward. Souless trying to send 1 at a time, but Revival getting so much damage done. He's up 71 to 70.
Oh,
taken out. Revival spotted it. Now sending straight into the natural expansion. What does Souless have to defend? Definitely going to lose his natural expansion hack, or the Queen. And now the drones being targeted down. No Mutas. Okay, there we go. The Mutas now coming out here for Souless. But so many Lings getting so much damage done. Meanwhile, Revival has a 3rd on the ground behind us.
Wow. Revival with a significant advantage here. The Mutas are coming out, but the damage is being done. Look at that supply difference. These speed leads are vicious killers. Souless is getting ravaged by their claws. More drones under fire here. And meanwhile, Revival, like you said, he's got 3rd base. He's happy at home. He's even getting the Carapace upgrade for his Souless.
Revival, so many Lings in his opponent's main base, finally going to get cleaned up. Well.
He forgot the last 3 speed.
Oh, these Lings.
Oh, no. The Mutas were like, you guys can handle the last couple guys, right?
GG from Souless, and Revival takes a victory in game number 2, which means he's got the 2-0. He'll be advancing to the next round of the bracket. And unfortunately for Souless, he will be dropping down to the lower bracket. He has a bit of a way to go. But he came, he fought, he didn't conquer. But it was fun to watch him try.
It was. He put up, not quite as good a fight as Mystery did, but you let Revival know that he killed a couple units.
Yeah.
You let him know
he might have scared him a little bit in game 1 with that 10 pool.
That's true.
Do you have a game over there, Nick?
I do.
Let's get it.
What
is it? What's the game?
So right now we're in Desro versus No Creativity. Desro, of course.
Complexity Academy.
Yes.
There. So.
Yep.
Game paused.
So do we know him?
I've played him on the ladder before.
Oh, okay.
Looks like there might be an issue here. Maybe they hosted the wrong game. I think. Are there supposed to be depots at a natural?
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask that.
I feel like so Desro apparently he thinks there's not supposed to be a depot to bomb his natural, but I think he might be mistaken, because I think that's how.
That's to prevent.
Yeah, Whirlwind.
Oh, or the other one.
Yeah. That's well. Okay. So Whirlwind, there's a raised depot by your natural ramp, because the natural ramp is so big. It makes it so Protoss can wall in against Zerg early on,
right?
But then also you can kill later on and have a lot more aggressive options. It's something that they've had.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to take a quick break and see if we can figure this out. So, guys, stay tuned. You're watching the qualifiers for WCS America Premier League. Stay tuned.